What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. Today, I want to chat about, today is 2 months on carnivore. I went carnivore 2 months ago, and I want to chat about, obviously, my results, but also why I went carnivore, because I actually didn't go carnivore specifically for the purpose of losing weight. Although I needed to lose weight, I actually went carnivore for a little bit more internal health reasons, some issues that I was having, so I want to get into that. I'm going to go ahead and start with just my weight, because I know that's what most people are interested in. I do, it'd be cool if you stick around, because, I have like a lot of the other benefits. Carnivore, like really and truly, weight loss is almost a side effect of carnivore. Like obviously you lose weight and that's great, but like all these other benefits are incredible. But I'm gonna go ahead and start with the weight and then I'll get into it. My weight in 2 months, I went from 260.1 to 226.9. So I lost 33 pounds in 2 months on carnivore, which has made me feel absolutely incredible. But I want to back up for a little bit and talk about why. Last year in June, June, I started going to the chiropractor. I was having issues with my hip. I had a lot of pain in my hip, and I would have some issues like that. And I thought, maybe if I go to a chiropractor, maybe that's something with the way that my spine's sitting, down low. I don't know. I thought maybe that was some of the issues. And I'm really thankful that I decided to go. I talked to the chiropractor. They did x-ray. This chiropractor won't work on you unless you do x-rays, because he wants to make sure he knows what he's working with. And so he looked at my hip through the x-ray, and he said, how old did you say you were again? And at the time I was 30. I turned 38 in September, but this is June, so I was 37. I said, I'm 37. And he said, your hip is completely encased in arthritis. He's like, I've never seen somebody your age with a hip like this. Like basically this is my hip joint, and this is arthritis just around the entire thing. And so he said that he was potentially going to send me to an orthopedic to get it looked at, because like it's potential, like it's so bad, like potentially needing hip replacement kind of thing, which I've not got into yet because my wife switched jobs and she switched insurance. And well, if you're an American, you understand how bad the insurance system is here. But anyway, so I would tell him about the issues. He obviously saw the issues. And then I would tell him about, I had issues with my psoas muscle, which I actually found out from my friend Ben, who he runs like a wellness place in Mooresville, North Carolina, or it's actually in Lake Norman, North Carolina, where they do like cold plunges, saunas, stuff like that. And he was actually telling me he had the same issue, which was the psoas muscle, which is your hip flexor. And basically like just sitting still like this, it would just be throbbing. It would throb so much that I couldn't even sit because it would hurt. Or if I was sleeping at night, it would feel like somebody was just grabbing it and twisting and pulling on that specific muscle in my body. And I would tell the doctor about this. And of course he's working on me and stuff. And so he said, you should try to do carnivore. He said, first off, getting weight off of you is obviously good, but he said, but you'll get the inflammation out of your body, and it'll, fix. I didn't understand a lot of what he was saying at the time. Now that I've gotten a little bit into it, I do. But basically, it'll help fix a lot of issues internally with what's going on, joint pain, stuff like that. And so I'd try it in there. I'd try it for a couple days. And then, of course, I wouldn't stick to it, yada, 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 because oh, man, I need pizza. I need whatever you're eating. I need sugar. I need chocolate, because you're so addicted to all this stuff. And so I finally, on November 4th, my weight was 260.1, as I mentioned. And I decided that my weight was high and I knew I needed to lose weight, but I was still in so much pain and discomfort. I thought, I've got to do something. Like, I'm so miserable just existing because of the pain. I've got to do something. And so I started November 4th. And I thought, I'm not going to do anything crazy. Like, I'm not like super crazy about it. Like, I didn't go full-fledged to the point where I cut like seasonings and stuff out, because I also, believe in making something work for you. And I've noticed no issues with the seasonings that I've used. So there's been one thing that I noticed issues with, and then I eliminated it. But I started, and it felt like almost immediately that I could feel differences. Like just in a couple days, I could feel differences. And I'm assuming it's obviously from where you're releasing a lot of water and stuff like that. And so you're obviously to a point where you can move around a little more comfortably because you don't have all the water surrounding your body and stuff like that. And I understand that. But the fact that I was in so much pain that I wanted, like, it's funny that I couldn't change my diet because I needed to lose weight, but like once I was in so much pain, I had to do something. And I went beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, basically. And honestly, I didn't eat a lot of eggs because I'm not really an egg person. I like them a little more now than I did, but I like them. I'm just not an egg person. I will eat deviled eggs actually, or I'll do scrambled, but that's about it. I think egg whites are pretty gross, so I don't really eat like a lot of like fried eggs or anything. Beef, butter, and bacon was the primary of it. I eat ground beef. What I've noticed over the last 2 months is when I eat ground beef, I'm functioning at like 99% capacity of where I could be, 100% capacity of where I could be. Like, even for example, yesterday I ate chicken. I usually don't eat chicken. I like the fattier meats, like I crave it. And I noticed that even after I ate chicken, I just didn't feel the same. Like I was satiated, not like I was with beef, but I was satiated, but I don't know. And I think that's one of those things with carnivores, you got to figure out what works for you. I have a friend that started 4 days after me, and he eats a lot of chicken and stuff like that, and he does fine. But for me, I really crave that ground beef and that like fattier, content. And I feel way more satisfied. I feel better, and I feel just much more energetic and that kind of stuff. The first few weeks I did eat bacon every day. I was eating like half a pound of bacon every day just because it was like, oh, the novelty of this, I can. Probably not even the first few, maybe the first 2 weeks. And then I stopped doing that because it was like a novelty at first, and then I stopped. I still eat bacon, just not like that. And then I didn't count calories until I hit my first weight stall. I counted 0 calories until probably getting a week or so out from being through the end of month 1, and my weight stalled. And it stalled for a couple of days, which I know really isn't a true weight stall, but like when you're losing what you were, I was like, okay, like I know that we're through the water weight portion of this, but like it should still be coming down a little bit. And then I read some stuff and I watched a couple of videos, and people were talking about, if you're going through a weight stall, count your calories and see where you're at, because a lot of times you could actually be under eating. And so I looked at that. I saw that I was under eating. I actually bumped for 2 days. I counted my calories and I ate 1,900 calories, and it's because I calculated the day before what I ate, and it was like 1,000 calories. And I was like, holy crap, I didn't realize I was eating that little. And then when I bumped it up to 1,900, I started dropping again. I don't pay attention to macros or anything like that right now. I literally just eat food that satiates me and I feel good. I'm not worried about making sure my percentages of this, that, and the other is wherever. I try to get my carbs and sugar, I try to maintain 0. Like if something has trace amounts of sugar in it, sometimes I won't really eat it. What I've noticed with cutting sugar out is that everything tastes better, and I don't want to ruin that. Like even the ground beef or the cheese that I eat, or even eggs or bacon, they all taste better. I do drink black coffee, which is something I always hated. I was like, how could you drink black coffee? But without the sugar reliance, it's amazing. Black coffee is great. I have multiple different flavors. Like I can actually taste the different flavors of the coffee and what it brings. So it's a wild difference from where I was. And like I said, just being able to drink black coffee and not have to be like, oh, I need sugar, I need sweetener or anything like that has been absolutely incredible. I'm sleeping way better. My sleep has been tremendous. And what's funny is I sleep better, but for shorter periods of time, but I feel more rested in those shorter periods of time than I did before I started. Like it's wild that you can be more rested on less sleep than what you were prior. So that is also a really, really cool thing. And then today I think is actually day 17 or 18. I quit drinking soda. I still had a feeling a little bit into it where I still had this little bit of bloated feeling. And so I was like, the only thing that I can really think of is the fact that I'm still drinking some diet soda. Cut diet soda out, that's gone, and I don't even crave it anymore. I just drink, I'll drink my electrolyte. I do drink Element. I was drinking Propel, but I started looking at the ingredients, and Propel's got a bunch of crap in it, and so I started drinking Element, and I'm probably honestly get it even cleaner than that, but I'm really comfortable with where that is. Sticking through the holidays has been no problem. I actually gave my mom a recipe for carnivore sausage balls. She made those for me for Christmas, like when we had our Christmas dinner, and I was able to eat. I would eat meat, things like that. It's actually been no problem, and everybody in my family has weirdly been really supportive. They've always made sure that I've had something there to eat. I don't mind when I go to restaurants, it's no problem for me to order a la carte. Like I don't mind asking. I've not gotten to the point where I'm asking them if they cook it in seed oils or anything. Like I'm not that far yet, because also like, I don't know, man, I think there's two different camps. You've got like the really strict people, and like, if it works for them, that's great. I'm not complaining about that. But like for me, like I've never noticed an issue. Could I eliminate that? Sure, but I don't eat out enough for me to really worry about that right now. Right now, my main goal is to just get this weight off of me, because I'd like to get under 200, but also just to be comfortable in my own body. And I think that would be kind of the big thing. Other measurements, just talk about these. So I told you my weight was 260.1 to 226.9. So I'm down 33 pounds there. My chest right here, and also just to give you an example, this is a 2X. I was in a 3X, and I actually really was afraid to put a 2X on because I thought I'd be tight. And then I put the 2X on and it's like, okay, maybe I could do a 1X because this thing is got some room to breathe. But honestly, I like that. I like a little bit baggier clothing. So whatever. I might try an XL at some point, but honestly right now, just being in a 2X and having just this room to breathe has been incredible. My chest went from 49.25 inches to 45.75 inches, which is down almost 4 inches. My waistline is around my belly button, or for me, for what I'm specifically saying here. So around my belly button, I went from 48.5 to 44.5, which is a massive, massive drop, of course. And then around my hips, which is not really around it's actually where my pants naturally sit on my body, which is probably your actual true waistline, but I call it hips, is went from 44.25 to 40. It's like 40.9. It's basically the marking right before 41, which it's 7/8 or 15/16, whatever it is, 7/8, I think. I am just below that. Like I'm just at below 41. And so my body has changed so much. I saw a picture, my wife took a picture of me from church, and like just seeing myself, I was like, that looks like a completely different person. Like just in the 2 months, it looks like a completely different person. So everything has been incredible. I'm excited to go. I think at 3 months, I'm going to go and get some blood work done just to kind of see where I'm at, which I'm really, really happy about. But yeah, this is it. I mean, this is my journey of getting healthier, fixing myself internally, fixing myself mentally, and then fixing myself physically as well. If this is something you're interested in, feel free to stick around. I am going to be doing more stuff. I am going to start going back to the gym because I've not been since I've done this, and even a month or two before, but I want to get back into that. Make use of all this good stuff that I'm eating and things like that. If you have any questions, let me know down below. I'd love to help, love to talk about it. I wouldn't take advice from me. I would go look at people who know more what they're talking about. I can just tell you the experiences that I've had, and the experiences that I've had so far have been absolutely incredible. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. That should sum up just about everything. And like I said, if you have any questions, let me know below and I will answer them as soon as I can. And I will see you all in the next video.